All right. Hello, everybody. How's it going? Doing well? Great, great, great. You might have seen me on Facebook. I'm the guy that's walking around at all the different events, taking pictures and shooting FaceTime live. So we're going to start this meeting a little bit different. In spirit of what I'd like to do is grow the Northwest OKC Chamber membership. And the best way to do that is to create awareness. And the way that I've been able to create a lot of awareness for who I am, what I stand for in the community is taking a lot of selfies. So if everyone could pull out their phone right now and then take a picture of yourself and post it onto Facebook and make sure you tag Northwest OKC Chamber and tag as many people as you can in the group and post something to the effect that if you're not here learning for free, because this is definitely a free event that we are holding here, that they're missing out and on growing their business as well as growing themselves in life too. So I'm going to do the same thing as well. That's right. All right, here we go. Now, can everyone wave? Yeah. You guys are awesome. Perfect. Next thing you know, next week we're going to have like 5 new members. It's going to be great. But first, can we get a round of applause for Lawrence and Jill for everything they do for the Northwest Chamber? I think I sent Jill emails at 2 a.m. and she responds quickly. It's amazing. I don't think she sleeps. So I'm super excited to be speaking with you guys today. It's an awesome opportunity for me to share some of the things that I've learned while in chiropractic school down in Houston. The Specific Chiropractic Center empowers our communities to make smart choices about their health and wellness. And so today, I'll be really quickly going through a ton of information, but that's okay. Don't worry about trying to take any notes or anything like that. If you guys want, I can email you a digital version of everything I talk about today, as well as a couple of different other things like ergonomics and stuff like that too. So if you signed in, and if you want, I can shoot you guys an email. So the rising cost of healthcare in corporate America. Premiums for workers rose 114% over the decade, and small businesses are less able to provide health insurance to employees than large businesses. Healthcare is the most expensive benefit for U.S. employers. It is a well-known fact that the U.S. automobile industry spends more per car in healthcare than on steel. So there is a hidden cost of occupational health issues. In 2013, heart disease and strokes cost American business more than $503 billion in lost productivity and in healthcare costs. Workers with diabetes lost an average of 15% of work time due to health problems. Depression accounts for $51 billion a year in lost productivity and absenteeism. Asthma costs businesses an estimated $5 billion each year, and Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia cause $172 billion in lost productivity and direct healthcare costs. Now, who here knows what presenteeism means? Yes, Linda is exactly right. And, it's even worse than that, too. It's actually the practice of coming to work despite being sick as well, too, being injured, having anxiety, and resulting in reduced productivity. It is estimated that the total cost of presenteeism in the United States is greater than $150 billion, that's a B, per year. So how does all of this connect to posture? 3 reasons. And as I say posture, I always see people kind of go like, and then they look at me. They're like, judging me. It's okay. So your posture is the picture of your spine and nervous system. All body systems would be immobilized without the nervous system. It controls and regulates every body activity down to the workings of the finest cell, says the World Book of Encyclopedia of Science. Dorland Medical Text states that an intact nervous system will lead to optimum function of the human body. So this area of the spine up here is the most neurologically dense. So imagine being on the highway of combined I-35, I-40, I-44 during rush hour traffic. That's like as much as activity that goes on every single second of your life there. So this area is also the most mobile. So as most people can do and know, like you can move forwards and backwards 180 degrees, left and right, lateral flexion, so forth like that. And there's tons and tons of muscles that people don't realize that are attached to the actual skull as well. 2, did you know that posture affects and moderates every physiological function from breathing to hormonal production, according to the American Journal of Pain Management? They said that homeostasis, or keeping the body at balance, and the nervous system function are ultimately connected with posture. Now, the Journal of American Medical Association has stated deviations in the body's center of gravity, think poor posture, have resulted in intestinal problems, hemorrhoids, varicose veins, osteoporosis, hip and foot deformities, poor health, decreased quality of life, and a shortened lifespan. The beginning of the disease process begins with postural distortions, says Dr. Hans Selye. And lastly, 3, despite the considerable evidence that posture affects physiology and function, the significant influence of posture on health is not addressed by most physicians. So, and like many of you all are in small businesses and own your own companies, like how does this relate to the workplace? So, have you heard that have you heard that sitting is the new smoking? The former Surgeon General has now said more people die from a sedentary lifestyle than smoking. Coming from Time magazine, the science is in. Sitting at your desk all day is really, really bad for you. It's really bad for the elderly, increases cancer risk, and now new research confirms that being a couch potato at work is hazardous to your health. And like I was just at IKEA, a couple of weeks ago, and the big thing right now, I'm sure you guys have seen, is all of the stand-up desks and so forth like that. They're charging a pretty penny for, so you won't see that in the new office here anytime soon, just yet, soon. So over time, this posture creates stress, which is another factor that Johns Hopkins University has shown that a typical American goes through more physical and chemical and emotional stress in 30 days than their grandparents did in their entire lifetime. Has to do with Facebook drama either, so it's real life stuff. Real stress-related conditions cause approximately 1 million U.S. employees to miss work each and every day, and 2/3 of both men and women says work has a significant impact on their stress levels, where 1 in 4 has called in sick or taken a mental health day as a result. So who here knows what forward head posture means? And it's kind of self-explanatory, but it's with the increased use of desktop monitors and handheld devices has kind of created new problems in life. So why is this kind of forward head posture so devastating? So depending how big your head is, and I have a pretty large head, it can add up to about 30 pounds of abnormal pressure onto your neck area. And other tons of other health problems like decreased lung capacity because you can't breathe that as deep, decreased digestion function as Doug and I were talking about earlier, and it's just kind of just being painful being in this little position right here, and the use of handheld phones and mobile devices has also created something known as text neck. Have you guys heard of this before? Americans send an average of 6 billion text messages a day, and now it has become the main source of communication. So forward head posture, text neck, all lead to long-term muscle strain, disc herniations, arthritis, and pinched nerves. And did you know that kids at the age of 4 to 5 years old now are being diagnosed with arthritis because they have been given devices at the age of 1? It just boggles my mind. Posture-related issues in the workplace results in 34% of all lost workday injuries and illnesses. Now, that's a great way to start the presentation with all this doom and gloom, which is terrible. I mean, I don't like to. Then I can get you at the end. I'll stop with all of that. So what we'll do is kind of move on to the good news. Is that with some of the things I'll be teaching you here shortly, as well as me being an upper cervical specific chiropractor, I help people every day overcome these types of problems with forward head posture, text neck. I can't really just take away your phone because, I mean, you would throw it at me. By like basically unlocking the spine from the neck down. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are still kind of eating a little bit, but I'd like to kind of do a audience participation portion here. And this is the best way to correct something is actually to teach you guys how to do it, right? So, all right. So if everyone could just kind of back off from the tables and stuff like that, and I'll grab myself a chair. All right. So we'll go through some things here on some good posture. But first, let's start with bad posture. This is how most people sit. And I'm not, from other people, not you people, because you guys are great, but other people. Okay. Most of the time, you're just going to go sit down, and it's like this. So what's wrong with this position, do you think? Is my head forward a little bit? So the ears aren't aligned with the shoulders. My shoulders are kind of rolled in. My elbows are out. My knees are slightly above my hips. My back is completely arched. And I feel terrible. But I'm comfortable, but not for long. So how do we improve that? So we just do the complete opposite. All right, so let's play along, everybody. Okay, so where should my eyes be? Like straight out, looking forward, perfect. And then my neck will be slightly bent and up, right? That's right. And then my shoulders, should be rounded in? No, they should be back out. Exactly. And it feels weird to do this because, I don't know if you guys do yoga a lot, but they do a lot of extensor muscles, which is on the back side. So it's very comfortable. And a lot of times people will just have really, really tight pec muscles right here too. It's just because they just have terrible posture. So we're rolling our shoulders back, neck up. Are my elbows in or out? Should they be in? Yes, this is way better. And then my back is not hunched over, so I should be sitting up straight. And then ideally, I'm sure at your work you probably have some kind of lumbar or low back support as well too. But if you don't have that, just scoot back to the end of your chair. And then, so with that being said, then you can have the normal curvature of your upper back and lower back. And then from there, by just doing that, your knees will go to the same height of your hips. However, if you have short legs, or as my fiance says, vertically challenged, you can either adjust your chair going up or down, or if you go all the way down, which is her problem as well too, make sure that you have some kind of stool underneath there so it keeps your knees at the same level as your hips. All right, so let's check everybody. Everyone's looking good so far. Good job. Good job. Good job. Looks great. Man, you guys are perfect. Perfect posture. That's good. And it seems a little uncomfortable right now, too. Man, you guys look great. Perfect. Good job. And then, it just takes some time. And then I have all of those types of recommendations that you can have for yourself, even standing. I catch myself doing this as well, too, if I'm in line somewhere. So I'll even, while I'm standing, I'll try to ground my feet in with my feet shoulder width apart, and then staying straight up and push my shoulders back. In yoga, they call this mountain pose. And if you think about it, think of how it affects your emotions as well too. It's really difficult for me to be really sad, in this position, or it's very difficult for me to be very happy in this position too. And that's definitely an exaggeration, but just try this week. Just do a challenge this week. Go for 7 days and see if you can just kind of correct things around the office while you're staying in line. And over time, it'll just kind of lock into muscle memory. So does anyone have any questions? I remember there's one question back here. Yeah. So is that with some of your things that you're reading, or is it? I'm a huge fan of what do you call those book holders? I have like 3 at my house. And there's even one where you can buy from Amazon where it kind of folds up into a clipboard, and I carry that with me in the car as well too. So I'd be happy to show you that as well too. And sometimes this is I'm obviously not an optometrician or ophthalmologist. But I actually have 2 sets of glasses because I actually had cataract surgery on my left eye, so where I need a bifocal. So like I didn't want to get a bifocal on only my left eye where I would look like a pirate. So I wanted so I just have reading glasses just for working, because now I find myself doing all of my work primarily on the computer, and like everything is kind of moving that way too. So maybe that's some good options for you. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's one of the struggles that I also have to kind of deal with as well too. Yes, pretty. I'm afraid to tell people 21 days because they're like, what? 21 days? But yeah, ideally, that would be great. But I mean, generally, I always say 1 day at a time. I mean, I just started this new journal called the 5-Minute Journal. It's amazing, and it probably takes less than 5 minutes. But yeah, I mean, like every day, there's always like these simple challenges of like, what would make today great? And I can write 3 things down, and I'm sure you guys are just going to run home right now and correct my posture as my great day. No, but yeah, I mean, it's just those daily things, because they always say like the days are short. I'm sorry, the days are long, but the years are short. And I find if I just don't write things down and create like a challenge for myself, or bring it up to the workplace. One of the things that we can put inside that's inside the digital copy is different suggestions that you can put at your own workplace to start your own corporate wellness. Things that you could hand out or send an email to correct things around. So, I mean, it really starts with who are the decision makers, and if they make that high on their values to increase the productivity, then I think everybody else will kind of join in the fun. Yeah. So there is a new thing with the standing desk and stuff like that, and I kind of talked about it just a little bit earlier. There's ones where, like in chiropractic schools, they actually promoted standing, but not everybody wanted to stand for 7 hours a day. So, especially if you're in the front of the classroom. So what they ended up doing was building these podiums, not a lectern. A lectern would be a full one, but a podium would be something that sits on top of a desk. And there's tons of do-it-yourself ones on YouTube, and I'm sure some of these chiropractic students have video of themselves of putting on there. But it's very interesting where they can just set it on a normal desk. So if you don't want to drop, like I remember, I think IKEA, just for the motorized one that just goes up and down, that looks something super simple like this. I mean, they wanted like $1,200 for it, something like. I mean, something crazy like that. But yeah, there's plenty of do-it-yourself ones out there. There's even a step above that one where there's the standing one, and it's on a treadmill. So if you want to be super hardcore and be the Superman versus Batman of corporate wellness, you can create one and I don't know, those are super expensive. I mean, deep down inside, I really want one of those because if you're moving while you're studying or doing work, it activates your brain. I mean, I can go through all the crazy neurology, but I don't want to really bore you guys with that. But it just fires up everything, So it's with us being seated all the time, it just makes our brain go tired, And then my last thing would be I really suggest every hour take a break. So literally to the point of setting it in your alarm or in your schedule, where literally 5 minutes before on the top of the hour. Set an alarm to get up, to walk around, and I do this thing called foundation training. Super easy too. So if everyone can stand up real quick, it's kind of like the seated version, but it's a little bit different. All right, so there we go, and hopefully everyone can see me. But it's kind of like how we fix the sitting posture, and then how I was telling everyone kind of to how most people kind of stand like this or sit like that. So we want to do everything opposite of that. So from here, we want to keep our feet shoulder width apart. The best way you can know how to do that is if you put two fists together, that's shoulder width apart. And then from here, knees are slightly bent. And then make sure that your lower back is arched because you want to protect your lower back, and then which is the opposite of from what you were doing before too. And then make sure that your back is arched back this way, and then we want to rotate your arms backwards and your thumbs out, and you want to lean your head back this way. And you want to hold that for about 15 seconds. About 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then take a 5-second rest, and probably do that 5 times. And so basically, it's super simple. Just if you don't remember what I said, I'll have another little digital copy and just do the complete opposite. Once again, you could do that at your desk if you really want to. Just make sure your coworkers aren't watching and you're like, what is he doing? But no, I used to study at Starbucks all the time, and I would take a bathroom break, and I would go into the bathroom and just do this, all the time, making sure that I lock the door. But great, and that's all I'll have for you guys today. So thank you very much.